Hello and greetings. My name is Andre, and I'm the Seeker of Truth. And this is my second installment. The first was called Tapping into the Power of God, and I hope there was those who were really helped by the message and was able to indeed tap into the power of God. And I hope that there were many blessed by that message. So now this is my second message, and something that God has really been showing me in Genesis 27 through 32 is where I took this message from. And it's really a very interesting message, and I called it Grab Onto Your Blessing and Fight For It. That is, grab onto your blessing and fight for it. And I think the story of Isaac, Esau, and Jacob is a great story that I found to be very, very interesting. and as though that Jacob, well, let's just get into it. Really, Genesis 27 through 32 is where we took this actual story, and it picks up where there's Isaac, who's the father, and you have Esau, who is one of the twin brothers, but the oldest twin brother, and Jacob, which is the second son of Isaac. So you have Esau and Jacob, twin brothers. Esau was born first, Jacob was born second. Two really totally different people. Esau was a woodsy person, one that liked to hunt. He was covered with hair all over his skin, and he was a hairy type of fellow, a woodsy type of guy, liked to hunt and kill for food. And then you had Jacob, who was smooth-skinned, more intelligent, a guy that thought out of the box, and was a thinker rather than a fighter. So you have two different personalities, and God gives a really interesting story here in the Bible. So really, let's just start off on verse 27, and it really starts off when Isaac is pretty old. He's the father, and his eyes are failing. He can't really see that well. And he goes and he asks for the oldest son, Esau, to come in to the room, and was like, listen, go out and go hunting and kill me a nice piece of game, and cook it for me and make it just the way I like it, and bring it into me so I can bless you and before I die, and bless you with many blessings. So of course, Esau's like, yeah, all right, I'll go out and I'll kill that game and bring it back so I can be blessed. So he goes out. Well, unbeknown to him, his mother was sitting there and heard that, and she told Jacob, like, listen, Jacob, your father's about to bless Esau, so you're going to probably want to go in there and see if you can get blessed before your father dies. And listen, go out in the back, and here's the two pieces of game, just go ahead and kill those, and I'll cook it just the way he wants it, and then bring it into him. And then Jacob even says, listen, I don't have hair on my skin, there's no way I'm going to be able to fool, my father, I'm not going to fool him, and I just think I'm Esau, how am I going to do this? And so, listen, you can just put this hair on your skin, which is the skin of the game that you've killed. You can put that hair on your skin, and he'll think that you're Esau. And so Jacob says, okay, well, let's do it. I want to be blessed. So Jacob goes and puts the hair on his skin. He brings in the meal to his father. Father eats the meal and is like, listen, I'm going to bless you. He gets close to Jacob and feels on his skin and is like, yeah, you're hairy, you must be Esau. I can't see you. So he ends up blessing Jacob, and basically letting him know that he's going to prosper, he's going to do well in the land, and blesses him. So Jacob not only takes the birthright from Esau, he also takes the blessing that was meant for Esau. And so, of course, Esau comes back and sees that this has happened, and is mad. He's angry. Is angry to the point where he wants to do some serious damage to Jacob. Man, this is the second time you've done this to me. So Jacob flees. He leaves because he's scared for his life. He's scared that Esau is going to do some major damage to him. And so Jacob was deceiving in the first part, and now he flees to his uncle's house, which is across the valley, miles away. And he flees to his uncle's house, and really his uncle, his name is Laban. And this is the part where Jacob gets deceived. Well, before that happens, Jacob he sees God, and that's Jacob's ladder in Genesis 28 verse 10. There's a part where he actually sees God, and he sees the ladder and the angels going up and down, ascending and descending from heaven to earth. And what a beautiful sight that is, to see something like that. It'd be incredible. So in that place, he's like, listen, I'm seeing God, and he's real in my life. I've never seen him in this way, and God is basically saying to him that I'm going to bless you, I'm with you, and even though you are sinful, as long as you confess your sins to me, I'm going to continue to bless you. And so he goes to his uncle's house, and his uncle is probably a better deceiver than Jacob is, because he gets into his uncle's house. He sees a beautiful a woman named Rachel, and she's the youngest daughter, and he wants Rachel. He wants to marry her. And so, his uncle says, okay, work for me 7 years, and then you get Rachel. So he works, takes care of the flock, and now works for him 7 years, so he can get Rachel. And 7 years comes around, and Laban, his uncle, basically brings him the oldest daughter. And the oldest daughter's name is Leah, and disguises Leah and puts the veil over Leah, and basically, he gives her to Jacob. And Jacob takes her and doesn't know what, marries her, and has to accept her, even though that wasn't the one he wanted. So he marries her, and then he's like, listen, I really wanted Rachel. Why are you giving me Leah? And he's like, well, okay. His uncle says, okay, work for me another 7 years, and I'll give you Rachel. So he has to work another 7 years, and keep in mind, he's working for the chance to have Rachel. So 14 years waiting for Rachel, and that's what he's working for. So as far as wages are concerned, or cattle, anything like that, he's not getting paid for that. He's working for a specific purpose. So he finally works the 7 years, he gets Rachel, and he is basically having kids by Rachel. He's having kids by Leah. He's having kids by their 2 maidservants. So he has tons of kids with all of them, which has got to be a complete madhouse. Not only does he have all these mouths to feed, but he's also dealing with strife in the household, probably because of finances, could be because of everything that people deal with nowadays. Finances, strife in the home, whatever it may be. He's dealing with these issues because his uncle is not paying him. So he's taking care of the flock. He has the 2 wives. He has a huge family at this point, and really not getting paid. So he goes to his uncle's like, listen, I really need to get paid. Can I, listen, let's just make a deal. You need to give me wages. Let me just take the spotted and